Jason, one thing I've loved about your journey and as I have followed really over the last decade is that while you've always been deeply immersed in CrossFit, you do a lot of things that are CrossFit adjacent. Like
Mhm.
you actually live that, hey, I'm going to go play new sports. You've mentioned jujitsu several times, and I've kind of watched you do that through the years. Can you just kind of walk us through how you got into that, like
Yeah.
move from CrossFit into, you know, what an outsider views is like kind of crazy sport, like what you guys do.
Yeah.
It just seems so difficult to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a couple things. I think that unfortunately, if you look back on, like, what Greg Glassman's done for the world, he's done a lot, and he's transformed the way probably hotel gyms look like, gyms in general. He's done a lot, and when you look at the original model of what the goal was, right? It was regularly play and learn new sports, and I think that over the years, as CrossFit became more and more of a sport, it's actually hindered people from playing more and more sports. Like, you're so focused on in the gym, you're forgetting about all the beauty that's outside the gym. And outside the gym is so much potential to unlock, not only for your athleticism, but also potential to unlock to validate all your training in the gym. So it's a beautiful yin and yang because you're in the gym, you're hitting it hard, and you're hitting hard, and you're going for a better Fran time, better Fran time, better Fran time. But then all of a sudden, if you start seeing how your Fran time can correlate to your ability to go play with the kids, it's like, hell yeah. So for me, I explore all kinds of stuff with my kids, right? Regularly play and learn new sports all the time. But when it comes to jujitsu, which was the part of your question, which I'm getting to now, I'd be walking through airports for years. I'd be walking through airports, competing in CrossFit. And so many times people would come up to me, be like, hey, man, dude, I don't want to mess with you. Like, cause, I guess I'm a little bit bigger of a guy, whatever, right? Like, oh, I don't want to mess with you. And I'd always think to myself, like, I have a lot of sets of skills. I could walk on my hands down this whole airport. I could back squat a lot. I could deadlift a lot. I could run a lot. I could do all these different things. But when it comes to self defense, I had done Muay Thai before I found CrossFit years ago. And I knew that if you don't train, you're not gonna be able to win in a self-defense experience. Like, you have to train, like, it's an acquired skill set. And so that, like, kinda hit me when I was looking for a sport coming out of with Ava. When Ava got sick, I retired from the sport of CrossFit, and I was looking for something to free my mind, to give me an opportunity to just kinda be present, be focused on something else outside of the hospital. And I thought back to all the times I'd be in the hospital or the airports, and I wanted to be able to create a set of skills that I could develop that would be with me for the rest of my life. As a husband, a father, a protector, I wanted to develop skills like investing into a retirement fund because these skills would be able to pay dividends for the rest of my life if I can create this self-defense. So that's ultimately what got me into jiu-jitsu was this lack of ability and confidence in my own skill set to protect myself and my family. And that's what sparked the whole thing.
That's so interesting.
It's like a 401k for kicking ass,
It's a
basically.
full
Yeah.
and
Huh.
now as I've gotten older, right, I regularly train with the kids, jujitsu and self-defense. And as I've gotten more and more into it, now I'm like 7 years into it, it's became a really big part of my life and my identity in the sense that I want both of my children to utilize training in the gym, of course, and then also jujitsu or self-defense to develop self-confidence and to develop a set of skills so that they feel like they could, defend themselves in situations. I think that's really important. And it's important for me too as a dad. And it took many years, but now here I am 6, 7 years in, and I'm glad I got started.
I love that it's a family activity now too. Like, I love that it's another way for you guys to spend time together.
Yeah, Nikki, you'll like this. So my daughter, she's 12, and
She's 12. Hold on. My mind is blown. Where
yeah,
have the years gone? I can't. We're getting old, you guys.
I know.
tell me about it. But this is funny. So she comes, I think she was like maybe like 8 or 9 at the time. And I'm like, hey, listen, Ava, I know you want to go out. I understand one day you want to go out with your friends. Like, you want to go to the movies, you want to go do stuff. Like, I get it. Like, I'm a cool dad. Like, I get it. And I'm just letting you know that if you want to go out with your friends, that's fine. But you need to have a specific level of self-defense, right? And that level of self-defense is defined by a blue belt in jujitsu or whatnot. Like, I've created criteria that I have for her. I say you can either start now and you could be 12 when you want to go or 14, Or you could start in a couple years from now, and it's just gonna delay your ability to go out another couple of years. So when would you like to start? She's like, "Let's start tomorrow." I'm like, "All right." So
Ooh.
we just
Perfect.
started training because it was really important to me that if she wants to go out, I wanted to put it back into her court. Like, when do you want to start training?
Yeah, I love that because there's man, it's so hard, right? As a parent, and John knows, especially because he's a parent of a dad of girls, like it is so hard to weigh like putting your kid's destiny in their own hands
Yeah,
against what truly is happening societally that you have no control over. And the world is an insane fucking place. And we started this episode by talking about the guy filming in the bathroom. Like he's the lowest level of creep in comparison to the type of creep that you might need to truly defend yourself against jujitsu style one day. Against and kind of like weighing those two things against one another while also guiding your kids, while also not telling them what to do, while also telling them what the fuck to do because you're the parent.
crazy.
Like it is
Yeah.
insane. And I never want a girl, you guys. I don't. I don't. It's too hard. Like
Yeah,
it's too
just because you think you're gonna have a
terrifying.
girl.
Yeah.
I know, and I don't want it. I don't because I mean raising a young boy to not be a total dick is like, part of it is a challenge, but good lord, like the world is terrifying for young women. So I love that approach that you've taken because it also, like you said, it puts it in her hands and you found this very like delicate way to toe the line of like, well, I'm telling you what to do, but I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm fucking telling you what to do because the world is insane. And no matter how much I would try to pretend like it's not, like it is. So also carry some fucking pepper spray.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do it. My girls carry pepper spray. When I
Mhm.
sent Meg off
How
to
old are your
college,
girls, John?
my oldest is 22, the youngest is 20.
Oh,
And
okay. Yeah, so they're a little bit older. Okay.
yeah, and the youngest goes to University of Cincinnati. And when I sent her off to college, I'm like, all right, we need some rules. Like you're gonna be on your own for the first time. You're not under my roof. I need to make sure you understand what the rules are. I'm like, the University of Cincinnati is kind of in a sketch community a little bit. Like
Mm,
the campus is really nice, but you get about a block off campus, it's not so safe, you know. So I'm like, always travel in packs. That's rule one. Like, make sure you have friends with you. One of those friends always has to have my phone number. And it needs to be a friend that will have your back no matter
mhm.
what. Like, will call you no matter what. Rule number two is my credit card is going to be on your phone. No questions asked. You take an Uber before you drink and drive.
Yeah.
Always. That's rule number two. Rule number three, don't take open drinks from boys ever. Don't take an open drink from a boy, even if you know them. All boys are creeps.
Excellent
And
point.
yeah. And rule number four, when it comes to your pepper spray and your mace, if you think you have to use it, empty it.
Yeah, huh?
Right in their face. It's non-lethal. Like,
Mhm.
if you think you need to, don't second guess it. Empty it and apologize later. I'd rather bail you out of jail than something horrible happen. And those are 4
Solid
rules,
plan.
and she lives by them. Like, to her credit, occasionally I'll look at my credit card statement, there would be 3 or 4 Uber rides and, and whatever, and that's fine because I'd
All
much
good.
rather pay a, 30, $40 Uber bill each month than a hospital bill or worse, you know?
Dude,
Mhm.
100%. I like those. I'm gonna probably steal some of those, for us, very, very similar, instead of carrying mace my daughter's still really young, but
Yeah.
I would definitely want her to carry pepper spray, big ass knife, whatever we could train her in. But, um, I just say, like, as soon as someone puts their hands on you, like, I teach her now because I do this, I train her all the time. Instantly, you have to act now and act with violence and aggression that they have not felt before because these guys are assholes, they're creeps, and as soon as
Yep.
they put your hands on you, you need to act so violently that they're just like, "Dude, I'm out. Like, I'm gonna go find
Uh-huh.
somebody else to be a victim," right? And so that's what we really work on. As far as jujitsu and stuff, I think the value there is like, and Jocko says this the best, is jujitsu is great because, especially like for a girl, if there's distance between you and you could run, you should leave the situation. You should run and get away as quickly as you can. But if someone grabs a hold of you, that is when jujitsu becomes really favorable because you can learn how to get out of that position. So that's why we do that.
I love that. That's so smart and empowering and all the things. And it's also not like promoting violence in any way outside of the fact that like you need to be able to handle your shit.
Hey, yeah, I'm not, yeah, no promotion of violence here. I mean, other than the fact that you should be able to know how to utilize it accordingly. I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah.